I was told I looked like someone else, right from the beginning. Did this have anything to do with the film star annuals sent by Auntie Amy during the Second World War? They mostly came at Christmas and showed film actors from the 1930s and early 40s. My father was away in the war and the neighbours mostly gone to safe havens far from the bombing. My main friend, the daughter of one of the Home Guard patrol, was moved away after falling shrapnel cut her head. Most of the younger men in the neighbourhood had joined up, and I was introduced to the ration book, a Bible of survival allowing minimum food. Its restrictions had to be obeyed. The men, before they went to the front, left my mother tins and packets of food called black market. During my often isolated childhood, the magical figures in the annuals became my companions. Then the film mags came out weekly and monthly, picture show moviegoer, and the war was over. My lookalike film star was Gloria Graham. There was one earlier, and I thought her name was Betty Grable, a dancer. She turned out to be Bette Davis, a celebrated actress. Aunt Amy took me twice to the cinema during the war, a Hollywood dancing showgirl movie and the other a matter of life and death. The close-up of the man's skull was not to be forgotten and sent me running into the high street. Years later, after RADA drama school, I was offered a chance in Hollywood. I'd hardly done my first audition when I was told of an English stage actress recently arrived. Apparently, we had the same sort of features. On one occasion, I was asked if I was her. Well, she came from England, they said. Early morning Beverly Hills, at a studio building thick with industry people. I was waiting with my agent for the lift to descend. We were going to meet the English director whose film was set to win the awards. The agent wanted his opinion of a project, but he really wanted his opinion of me. The lift took its time and the doors eventually opened, and there was a meaningful girl, surrounded by men noticeable in the business. I moved through the knot of waiting people, yet she kept her distance. Yes, she did pause, leaving the lift, as though she might know me, and I wish I'd said hello. The agent said the English was sure in fashion. Do you know who that was? I did not. Maggie Smith. And the door shut, and I never saw her again. I went to and fro Hollywood, and my work found its strength in writing, mainly interviews and documentaries. I came up with an idea that was made, but most of my books went into option, and with that I stayed in the profession. I never overstayed my visits to Tinseltown. On the move and hard working, I had what they called legs. A new century, and I was living in a rental in Primrose Hill. It was about the time of filming of The Lady in the Van that I moved into the house that had belonged to Frederick Engels in the 19th century. He'd apparently a lively social life and found Primrose Hill special and enhancing. Some of these qualities still remained. I went across to the vegetarian restaurant Manor. Primrose Hill was now a celebrity location and becoming popular with visitors and tourists hoping to catch sight of a movie star. A group of tourists approached my table and I saw one nudge another. I told you, it is her. And a woman turned to me and said, your work is wonderful. You give so much to the world. Did she mean my latest book just published? I actually had a moment of pure joy. She carried on talking, and unfortunately her enthusiasm did not fit my book. She said the words, Lady with the Van. That was what they were talking about. I considered correcting them about me, but a piece of paper was placed in front of me. "We'd love your autograph, Miss Smith." The only problem was, how should I sign it? Whatever the lady in the van had brought to Primrose Hill, it was nothing compared to Downton Abbey, starring Maggie Smith. Two places in particular brought me unusual attention. Walking across Primrose Hill from the main gate, or passing Limonia, the Greek restaurant, towards the bridge and Short Farm station. I just wonder if this actress lived in Primrose Hill. If I sat on a park bench, at least a half of the passers-by reacted, nudging each other, some verbal, "Look at her, it's her." And then a partner would turn and, after looking at me longer, seemed, "Yeah, please." And I realised, apart from all that, I admired and liked her. What a wonderful, powerful actress was Maggie Smith. The prime of Miss Jean Brodie, for example, the Oscars, and many other tributes. One thing I'm sure about, people didn't approach her and ask if she was Patrice Chaplin, and that made me laugh. And then it was all over. Occasionally I got a second look, and undecided, the person decided against me. Was I getting old? 27th of September. Last year, Limonia, the Greek restaurant. A couple of friends and I had a jolly altercation about the wine list with a couple of local kids. I had no idea I was being photographed. This time the real thing, a photo of me taking away my friend's wine when I didn't even drink. Actually, no one was drinking. It was just a spontaneous occasion and nothing special. So the next day, when various newspapers announced the death of Maggie Smith the day before, some questioned how the covert photographs were now printed and could show her exuberant, wonderful self with the wine menu outside the famous Greek restaurant, when she was at the last moment, sadly, of her life. I did question the press, received an apology, but no explanation. A few days later, a man stopped me in the street and said, "How can you be Maggie Smith? You're a ghost."